International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry.
FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, a big one to start your Thursday night or your NFL week on Thursday night, because it's as big as it gets in the National Football Conference and maybe in the National Football League. You'll get that tonight. You get that to look forward to. A big conference opening victory for the Lobo women last night at University Arena. Quarterback news and controversy and stories all over the place. Coaching stuff in college football. A couple of bowl games yesterday. Actually, pretty good ones yesterday, too. And, well, good morning to you. And happy Thursday. You have found the opening drive on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. How you living?
What it do?
How you feeling? All right. Late night last night?
Feeling pretty good.
Winning's fun, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun.
Lobo women's basketball team opened the conference season last night with a 70-63 victory over Boise State. A 12-0 run in the fourth quarter turned a 6-point lead into a deficit into a 6-point lead. So they were down 6, then they went up 6. JJ, where was Boise State picked in this preseason poll? Does it matter? Might not matter.
They were one of 6 teams that received first place votes.
Yeah. So was New Mexico, right?
Yes.
Good win to get things started. Both teams are now 9-3. The Lobos are 1-0 in conference play.
It was a whole lot of fun last night. Now, when you're a fan watching that game, the Lobos start the game on a 14-0 run.
Up 17-4 at the end of
You're up
one.
17-4 at the end of the first quarter, and you're just like, goodness, this is going to be one of those nights. But the senior trio of Tatum Thompson, Natalie Pascal, and Danny Bays is really good. But it was the supporting cast last night. Libby Hutton kept them in the game. Lobos defense did a good job, but it was tough shooting. So it was about attacking the basket, making turnovers. And when New Mexico, they lost their offensive rhythm for 2 quarters, but they turned up the defense. And when they went on that run, they had 2 or 3 steals that led right to transition baskets in the fourth quarter. Heck of a way to start the conference season, because these are going to be 2 of the contenders the entire way. And you got to protect the pit. And that's what the Lobos were able to do last night.
Joanna Magalesh led them with 16 points, and they had 4 in double figures. She's the 7th different Lobo this year to lead the Lobos in scoring. So it's kind of like the men's side. I mean, you play lottery. You can bet your buddy who's going to be the leading scorer today. It's kind of how they are.
Yeah, they have that, and it's with their style, what they want to do, especially defensively, that they can get out and transition. And they were trailing early in the fourth quarter. Destiny Hooks picked up her 4th foul, and she was also under the weather. And Coach said after the game that they found a rhythm after Destiny went out, and plus her not being 100%. The way the Lobos were able to come back and finish that game with her on the bench, it was impressive.
What time's your flight tomorrow?
4:30?
All right, I'm going to try to get Bradley. Is that all right?
Of course.
I mean, I'm just going to. All right, next up, you guys go to Vegas. Is that right?
Las Vegas.
They struggled. I caught the very end of that yesterday. They played Grand Canyon on the road. Grand Canyon was 1-9, and UNLV got out of there with a really, really narrow victory in Phoenix. So this isn't the same dominant UNLV team that you've seen over the last bunch of years. Here's a great opportunity to go on the road, steal one, and start 2-0.
Absolutely, but this is the team that you got to beat them in Vegas somehow, some way. Like, that's going to be a huge game down the stretch if you're able to get them in Las Vegas. Yeah, they're 6-5. Meadow Rowland is going to be a contender for Conference Player of the Year. She's the one who hit the go-ahead shot in the final 10 seconds last night for UNLV. But there's still that aura about them. And I think people are hungry to see if they can snap what is now 4 straight years where UNLV has been a regular season champion.
All right, 505-246-0610 is how to get in today. We got all kinds of stuff to do today. Emails, Jeff@sportsanimalabq.com and JJ@sportsanimalabq.com on the Twitter or the X. It's _JJ Buck, and on the Facebook, the OD and the AM. Adrian is in this morning. He's producing on the television side. You can watch us on Xfinity Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. You can watch us on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and of course you can watch us on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Coming up at 8:30 this morning, Jerry Palm from Palm Brackets is going to be with us. We'll talk to him about the college football playoff, which gets started tomorrow and goes through the weekend. Bowl season as well. The latest in college athletics is he runs a wonderful website called Palm Brackets, following college sports. Coming up at 9:10 this morning, we will have a pair of tickets to give away for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. That, of course, is 23rd ranked North Texas against San Diego State. That'll be available for you coming up at 9:10. If you want to buy tickets, you can do that. You can go to newmexicobowl.com, and they're available for you there. We got a big NFL night coming up, JJ. There's a lot of NFL news. I don't know that I want to say this is the biggest or best Thursday night game we've ever had, but late in the season to get 2 teams that are battling for the number 1 seed with 3 to go, who are both 11-3, who this is for probably the division and very potentially for the number 1 seed. This is a huge game on Thursday Night Football.
It's gigantic. We're talking about 2 teams with expectations to win the NFC, and one of them is going to take a step towards being the number 1 seed. And with all the questions you have with championship contenders, these are opportunities to show who you are down the stretch. Can Sam Darnold rise to the occasion in the big game? Can he put that 4-interception performance in LA behind him and be efficient and be effective in a game in which Los Angeles probably won't have Devontae Adams. We still got Puka Nacua with Matthew Stafford. The way Sean McVay operates that offense, it's a gigantic Thursday night football game.
You know, I listened on the show before us, the national show, Maggie Perloff, and they were saying, you know, what has Sam Darnold done since they played the Rams and he had the 4 interceptions? And Sam Darnold is a really interesting study because he led a 14-3 team last year that went out in the first round of the playoffs. So they lost their last 2 games. They lost the last one of the regular season, which was for the bye, and then the Rams beat them in the first round of the playoffs. Well, what has he done? The answer to me is they've won 4 in a row. That's the answer to me. And they scored 30, 26, 37, and then 18. I understand his numbers aren't off the charts. They haven't really had it to be. What has he done? He's helped Jackson Smith and Jigba become one of the best receivers in the National Football League by getting him the ball. He's not turned the ball over since that game. Well, Jeff, they played the Titans, the Vikings, the Falcons, the Colts. Those guys stink. Maybe. And look, I'm not sitting here telling you Sam Darnold's MVP, and I get it for everybody because I'm in that class that says I got to see it in the big game before I think he's the guy that can get you there. And he's had some opportunity. I wouldn't say he's had a ton. He's had some opportunity in big games. And yes, he's got to win one, and this is his opportunity tonight. But when I hear what has he done since, I don't know, hadn't lost since. They've won 8 out of their last 9. He's been pretty damn efficient.
Yeah, and that's a good place to be when you're able to win 11 games, when you're still in position to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. Yeah, all we can do is wait until that next playoff moment, but this is the biggest moment until then. And an opportunity for Sam Darnold just to operate the offense, be efficient. Because it's also a Seahawks team that, Sam Darnold, I want to see you rise to the occasion. I want to see you be more than just an efficient quarterback.
That's right.
The run game's a little iffy between Walker and Charbonnet, so you're going to need to make some big-time plays. Yeah, you have Jackson Smith and Jigba, but can you do what Matthew Stafford? And it's make those other players look really good and making the right reads in the passing.
If I'm not mistaken, and I'm looking at some numbers now, in the playoffs, he's only had 1 game, right? I mean, he came in for San Francisco. And
seeing ghosts in New York, bouncing around.
No, I get it. There's a lot there. And in his 1 game, he threw a touchdown and an interception and threw for 245 yards, and Minnesota lost to the Rams last year. We don't have an extensive Sam Darnold playoff resume as much as everybody wants to tell me they do. The 2 games that really were important last year, he did not play well. That is undeniable. And in some respects, he's just growing up as a quarterback, even though he's been in the league for a minute. But I don't know, man. If I'm a Seattle fan, first of all, I'm taking being 11-3 and tied for first place with 3 weeks to go. I'm taking this way above what I had and would have had with Geno. This is an upgrade to me. Give me 11-3 and in contention for the number 1 seed. And we'll see. You're right. Everybody's right. He's got to get better. He does.
But he's in a position that no one thought he would
That's
be in.
correct.
Not just in Minnesota, but being able to back it up and being the quarterback of another double-digit win team.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. All right, 505-246-0610. That's how to get in today. Come on. Let's play. We got a ton to do. If you were at the Lobo women's game last night, we'll get there. Lobo men open up against San Jose State. Conference play on Saturday. We did have 1 conference game last night in the Mountain West. We'll get there. A lot of talk in the NFL. Puka Nacua on official. Mike McDaniels on benching Tua Tagovailoa. Joe Burrow on the future. Just a ton. And one voter, big prominent national Heisman voter, said he wishes he had his Heisman vote back after Diego Pavia put out his tweet on Saturday night. So we're there with all that stuff. 505-246-0610. Your emails come in this morning as they always do. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. All right. This doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. This is John Thomas Jewelers moving sale, and you have an opportunity to save up to 70%. 70%. This is a true moving sale because they are not going to move all this stuff. So now through Christmas Eve, December 24th, you can get over to the best jewelry store in town. And they've been named best jewelry store in town For 5 years running, they are my jewelry store. I love what they do. Through December 24th, up to 70% on fine jewelry. Diamonds, engagement rings, designer collections, men's jewelry, women's jewelry. Largest discounts they've ever offered. There's no gimmick there. They refuse to move all this inventory, and so it's a true moving sale. But when it's gone, it's gone. There's no second chances, no restocks, no holds. So if you've been thinking of proposing, get over there now. You need a Christmas gift that wows, get over there now. You've been waiting to upgrade? Now is your time to do it. They've been voted the best jewelry store 5 years running because they are the best jewelry store in Albuquerque. Best pieces do not last days. They last for hours. So get over there before someone else gets what you want. It is John Thomas Jewelers on Manal. No, they're on Louisiana. Why do I do that? They're on Louisiana. On Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal. Directly across from the Coronado Center to the east. On Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, 3rd floor, Lewis University building. All your details are at johnthomasjewelers.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, Together, we'll become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry.
They win the 68 Ventures Bowl and the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. A little bit of a surprise to me. Old Dominion, 24-10, beat South Florida. So that was the Sun Belt over the American. You were working. You were doing the Lobo game. We flipped on the Delaware Louisiana game and Addie's home, and Delaware has the same helmet design as Michigan, right? The very distinctive wing, but they're like a little lighter than that dark blue. In her words, like, "What, Dad? I'm watching like Timu Wolverines. Like I'm watching Timu Michigan." And it was exactly what it was. Like
some respect on the hens.
Yeah, well, so I looked it up, and back in like 1950-something, when Delaware started their football program, the coach had come from Michigan and designed their helmets after exactly as Michigan was. It was intentional. I did not know the reason for that. So,
you know what looked good? Michigan. Let's do the same thing.
Let's do the same damn thing. On Michigan, dude. So the allegations that keep coming out on Sharon Moore is kind of crazy. Now, I don't know when this is going to end for him and how it's going to end. But the former coach, as you know, was fired a little over a week ago. I guess there's still allegations. I don't know how to be delicate with this. I'm not sure I'm trying to be. But when it came out that he was having an inappropriate relationship with a subordinate staffer, and she evidently broke off the relationship and went to the university, and you know the story, and he got fired, and then he got arrested. Well, the female football staffer with whom he had that relationship is now claiming that there's a long history of domestic violence during their time together. This is from her lawyer to police. The Athletic got a hold of this report. So there's a detective in Pittsfield Township. That's outside of Ann Arbor. That's where Sharon Moore was incarcerated last week. Evidently, this detective presented the information from the woman's lawyer. It was part of a sworn testimony to Sharon Moore's official arraignment last week. And so he's facing charges of third-degree felony home invasion. And they said there may be there was misdemeanor stalking and breaking and entering, but there may be more charges that are coming. JJ, this is, we beat this thing to death, and I know it, but I think we talked about it last week. We said there probably isn't the end of it, right? There's going to be a whole lot more that comes out here.
It's not surprising when something like this happens to this level that there's going to be more to it.
Sharon Moore has admitted that he had this extramarital affair for approximately 2 years, is what he said. He was not charged with assault as a result of anything in the past. The Athletic said that the evidence, this was the quote from the authorities, the evidence that was available to us at the time of the charging decision indicated that Mr. Moore had intent to terrorize and harass the victim, which is the basis for the stalking charge, given that his statements were those of self-harm. However, there was not sufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt an intent to assault or batter the victim. So, I'm going to tell you this. I'm a bit surprised they haven't named a coach yet. And maybe that just says that they are aimed at someone, and not that this matters much. Could it be that they're after someone in the playoff, which would be Kalen DeBoer? The other big names are Jedd Fisch, Kenny Dillingham, right? And neither Jedd Fisch nor Kenny Dillingham, Washington's coach, Arizona's coach, have done anything to squelch the rumors, the reports, the stories, which have their names swirling all around them.
Why would you want to squelch things?
If you want that job, why would you? No,
until someone is hired, like if you have a job, I'm not, unless you know for sure 100%, like I'm not going anywhere.
Look,
like it's the way it is.
I will tell you that Washington is a really good job. Arizona State is a good job, and I think it's becoming a really good job, right? In large part because what Kenny Dillingham has done there.
Ain't no Michigan.
Nope. Arizona State was in the playoff last year. Washington was in the national title game a couple of years ago. Michigan is just one of those, and some of you will tell me it's not anymore, and I would push back on that. It is. The resources they have, the opportunities they've got. Like I love the fact that there's people who want to go build something. I think I've got one place in my mind, JJ, that has become a top echelon job that has been built up to that in the last 20 years. Right? When you say the top echelon jobs are what? You always tell me it's Arizona. It's Alabama, it's LSU, it's Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, right? And one guy left Notre Dame to go to LSU. Am I missing anything as far as – I don't know that I think USC is, but if maybe it is. So if you want to put USC in that, I'll listen to USC. And there is one other that I think that it is really on the borderline of that. Because those when you say SC, Alabama, Notre Dame, LSU, Michigan, Ohio State, those are traditional powers, right? I believe there's one other job that is on the border of that conversation that kind of became that in the last 20 to 25 years that was built, and it's Oregon. And that's because of the Nike money, right? And its resources. Do you agree that they're in that conversation?
I do agree with that.
Is there anybody else? Is Florida that? Is Florida State that? Is Miami that? Those are really good jobs. Don't get me wrong. They're just not the elites.
I don't think they're elite. They're, as you said, there's tradition there, but I still think the ones that you just rattled off, there's a little bit extra.
Right? Is Oklahoma or Texas in there? Yeah, I think you got to put Texas. Texas is in there.
Say that they're
Texas is. Texas is. Oklahoma has to be too, right? Maybe.
Yeah, but again, it's the balance of kind of what you've been versus what you are now, and I think there's a lot of teams that are on the cusp, but I don't know. I think Oklahoma and Texas
are USC, right? They're USC.
I think, yeah, and I think USC, in terms of a job that you leave a good job for, is actually low on the list.
Really? Yeah, I think SC has got so many things, tons of money. I mean, the alumni, the ridiculous amounts of money, resources, Los Angeles, recruiting. I don't know why they haven't been winning at that level for the last since Pete Carroll left. But Pete Carroll's relatively recently. I mean, not absolutely. It's still 15 years ago. But they've done it in recent memory, and I think everybody goes in there and says we can do it again. I would put it. I think SC and Texas have to be on that same. They've been that way for a long time. The potential's there. They're right on the cusp of winning every year. They've got resources. They've got recruiting. They've got everything you freaking need to win. You've got tradition. You've got money. You've got resources. You've got recruiting, fertile recruiting right there. Like, I absolutely put those guys. I think Texas and probably Oklahoma need to be. But anyway, the only one that's kind of grown to that level in the last 20-ish years is Oregon. And that's why when you say, Washington's a really good job, hell yes it is, dude. Yeah, Washington, Miami, Ole Miss, Florida, those are really good jobs. They're just not bad. Why did Lane Kiffin leave Ole Miss for LSU? Right? Why did Lincoln Riley leave Oklahoma to go to USC? Why did Brian Kelly, in this affair question, why did he leave Notre Dame to go to LSU? Right? How'd that end up for you? But yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't hired one yet. All right, 505-246-0610. When we get back, we'll get into the NFL stuff. Rams and Seahawks tonight. The thought process behind Tua Tagovailoa being benched in Miami. Where do they go now? What do you do with that situation? Because it's not just you got a disgruntled quarterback. You got a chunk of money tied up into that. How do you get out of it? And I'm not sure you can. 505-246-0610. IPS watches My Home. They watch businesses. They watch homes in your neighborhood. You see their vehicles in your hood all the time. Why are they everywhere? Because they keep the bad guys away. It's affordable private security that works. You've worked really, really hard to build your home, to build your business. Bad guys are out there trying to destroy it. Don't let that happen. Call IPS, talk to them about the different services that they offer and protect what you have built. They'll provide you standing guards. If you want eyes on your property around the clock, IPS can do that for you. They'll install alarms and camera systems. They have a state-of-the-art facility monitoring those cameras 24/7. That raises the level of security around your home. I have them come by a number of times a day. When I travel, I let them know. They come by, make sure everything's okay, do exterior checks. If you've got a package delivered, mail that needs to be picked up, a newspaper that needs to be picked up, roll the garbage cans to the curb and back on garbage day. They'll do all of that for you. Who's watching your home when you're not there? The answer should be the good guys, and that is IPS. You can't prevent all the crime, but if you've got no protection, you're more likely to be victimized. Here's their number, 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. Online at ipsglobal.com. International Protective Service, passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, With 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every
Who is going to be the future quarterback for the Miami Dolphins? And they thought they had it all figured out, right? Tua Tagovailoa, $212 million, 4 years, 50-something million. I mean, we had it figured out, right? And we all looked at it and said, what are you doing? Well, now they're going, what did we do? It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck, 505-246-0610. I have a pair of his Letter New Mexico Bowl tickets to give away. We'll do that at 9:10 this morning. Give the 9 o'clock crew a little bit of love. All right, so the Dolphins yesterday, we mentioned it during our show yesterday, happened in the third hour, benched Tua Tagovailoa. They passed over Zach Wilson, who was their backup quarterback, and they will start the rookie, Quinn Ewers, against Cincinnati on Sunday. Why? Why did they go with the rookie? Why bench the quarterback? It's really interesting conversation. McDaniel, coach, I need convicted quarterback play. He probably didn't say it this convicted, did he? He said this team needs convicted quarterback play. I thought Quinn gave us the best chance to do that. I couldn't responsibly play this next game when I thought what the team needed was available and live in hope and wish and stuff. End quote. My quarterback's not convicted.
You want to see if Zach Wilson can be recycled?
So here's your guy, dude.
These are always ones that, was it the coaching staff? Was it the front office? Like, hey, just play the rookie. Let's get out of this season, not accidentally show that Zach Wilson has a pulse and one of those that no one will say it, but it becomes kind of a soft tank because you're eliminated. Throw out the rookie quarterback out there for a few weeks. If we can keep him around on the roster, probably cheaper than signing Zach Wilson again next season. So there's all a bunch of things that go into it because, yes, you're eliminated. There's still plenty of dudes that want to compete and realize that for them,
well, they're competing for a job.
They want a contract next year too.
Yeah. Tua said he was disappointed, not happy about it. Quote, I would say the biggest thing, and it's being honest with myself as well, has been my performance. I haven't been performing up to the level and capabilities that I have in the past, end quote. Quinn Ewers, the 7th-round pick out of Texas. He was at Ohio State as well. He spent 13 of the first 14 games this year as the inactive emergency third quarterback. All right. I mean, good luck to you. So how do they get out of this? Because I got to believe he's done. By the way, Tua was asked, do you think you've played your last game as a Dolphin? He said, I can't predict the future. How do they get out of this? And I don't know the answer because the cap hit. I heard something that if they cut him before March 13th or whatever, it's like a $99 million cap hit.
Yeah, then they're not going to do that.
Something just insanely crippling.
They get out of it by swallowing a whole lot of stuff they don't want to swallow next year.
Well, okay, so what are the options? Cut him after March 13th and eat like $48 million or something, right? They still got to pay him the money. So there's going to be 2 more years of cap hit on him. The other option is trade him. Well, who's taking that on? So how do you trade him to, and this is where I'm a little unsure on the cap stuff. JJ, let's just, I'm going to throw a team at you because there's a team that's got cap space. So let's say after March 13th, because they're not going to do it before. The Raiders say, all right, I'll take him from you, but you got to give me a first or a second. They'll ask for a first and maybe get a second. So I'll take him from you, but you got to give me a second-round pick for him. I'm going to take him and cut him. Because the team that takes on that contract, from what I understand, doesn't take the same kind of cap hit, correct? Is that how that works?
Yeah, and Miami could pay some of the money. That would be an awful front office move from any team. Even if you're getting draft capital back. Like, if you know that Miami is in a situation where they're done with him, they're going to have to release them. And if you're interested in Tua, just wait until they release him.
Well, but the incentive is they're going to give you a second-day pick. A second-round pick in the NFL is a starter. Right? You say to them, look, because it behooves Miami to trade. The way I understand it, and I could be wrong, but I listened to a lot of this yesterday, way more than I had time to. If they trade him as opposed to cut him, the cap hit is less for Miami. And so the incentive would be for a team to take him is, all right, I'll do that, but you got to give me your second-round pick. Is that enough?
I don't want
incentive?
Tua even on.
I don't want him at all.
Right. Like, don't do them as a favorite. And I know a lot of people like the Brock Osweiler. Brock Osweiler was nowhere near this level
when
of
he
money.
went to Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland cut him right away. Right,
like nowhere near this level of money.
Yeah, this is an insane. Either way, Miami's on the hook for it.
Like it's one where that's an option. I don't think it's an option any GM with a winning pulse would do. Yeah. Even if you're getting draft capital back. So if you're interested in Tua, just wait until he's on the market and then contact him.
All right, here's the deal. Tua has $54 million guaranteed next year. There's another $3 million guaranteed of his 2027 salary if he's on the roster March 13th. So if he's still on the roster March 13th, it's $57 million there on the cap. If they release him in the offseason, Miami, and this is where I don't understand salary cap stuff, and I wish I did. The Dolphins eat more than $99 million in dead cap space. That's money they cannot use on their roster. They have just stabbed at themselves Now, it drops to $45 million in dead cap space if they're able to trade him. But again, who is going to take on that contract? The answer is absolutely nobody. Like the Dolphins released Matthew Judon yesterday. I was lost in all this, right? He signed in August as a rotational pass rusher and whatever. So there's no money tied up there. But JJ, they are in such a. What do you do? I mean, fine, maybe Quinn Ewers is your quarterback or Zach, whoever. But if you cannot cut him, you know the whole divorce conversation is cheaper to keep her, right? I mean, I don't want to give her half of my stuff. You cut him, it's costing you $99 million in cap space. If you keep him, it costs you $57 million. I mean, there's no option. What do you do? So I feel bad that Stephen Ross, the owner of this team, and my daughter's going to a business school named after him, and he got this business deal.
No, because you gotta learn.
I'm just saying.
It goes to each negotiation, man. We have this conversation. The next contract doesn't have to be the biggest contract, even if it's a quarterback deal. Because this was a situation where if it gets to the point you see, Tua just doesn't have that ceiling. If he was on a Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold deal, you go, that was tried something, didn't quite do it, we'll move on. But then you give him this type of deal with all those incentives, the massive cap hit, and then it becomes one of the worst contracts ever instead of something that was just like, tried, didn't quite get it because of the negotiation process. You get desperate for a quarterback, and you don't want to give up on good, but you also can't pay good, great money.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to walk that line to run an NFL franchise.
Yeah. It's the opening drive, 505-246-0610. What do you do? You're Stephen Ross. You're the Dolphins. I mean, what do you do? On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just
Number 47 doesn't hurt you. Next year it costs you $99 million cap space. And that's real health, man. And I don't hold it against Tua Tagovailoa for 1 second. If he says, and I expect him to, I'm not renegotiating, I'm not giving any money back. This is it for him. I mean, you gave me $212 million, figure it out. Am I wrong there?
You are not wrong.
I mean, you wouldn't give it back, would you? I wouldn't.
No.
No, man, this is the deal we cut. Well, you were supposed to be good. That was your part of the deal. Yeah, I tried. Now, where's my money? You want to spread it out over the next 20 years? I'll listen to that. They can't even do that, right? Because they still take their cap hit. I don't know. Are they allowed to spread it out like a Shohei Ohtani thing?
I think if they were, someone would have done it by now.
Don't you think? Yeah. All right, other stuff. Rams play tonight. Puka Nacua was on a live stream last night. It was with, I'm not sure who, Aiden Ross and N3 on it. Do you know who they are? Two internet streamers? I don't know how they got to talking about officials.
Is it Aiden Ross and Neon?
Is that Neon? N3ON is Neon? Why? That doesn't spell Neon. With all due respect. All right, who's Neon?
Some YouTube personalities.
That doesn't spell Neon. With all due respect. N3ON?
That's how the cool kids spell it.
No, that's wrong. That's all right. Was it a pretty good internet stream? You watch
No,
it?
I'm not into that stuff.
What's that stuff? Like, what is that?
It's just pretty much like it's like a live stream of these guys lives 24. It's like when iShowSpeed showed up at the Lobo game.
Really?
Just like his life 24/7 on YouTube.
All right. So Puka Nacua was on with them. And I don't know how they got into referees. And this feels so out of character, but maybe this is in character for this sort of a format. I don't know. But Puka Nacua got into the referees. And he said that they're just making calls to get shown on TV. Quote, the refs are the worst. Whoa. Some of the rules aren't. These guys are lawyers. They want to be on TV too. You don't think he's texting his friends in the group chat like, yo, you guys saw me on Sunday Night Football? That wasn't PI, but I called it. End quote. That's a hell of an allegation, dude. That a guy's just...
I hate this from him, man, because fans already think everything is rigged. Fans already think everything is against them. Are there mistakes? Are there bad calls? Absolutely. You're asking human beings to make calls on other human beings working at a ridiculously fast pace in different environments. There's going to be mistakes. Yeah. Have we had controversies before with referees? Absolutely. But when you have a prominent NFL player say, it's just going to add to it the scripted narrative that nothing's real, that everything is rigged. Like, I hate hearing this in Puka Nacua.
Me too. And he was asked, are refs really doing things like that? They're really calling pass interference when there isn't any? Quote, I mean, these guys are normal human beings too, bro. End quote. Damn, dude. And this guy's been pretty likable, right?
Yeah.
And I think he still probably is.
I think he's still likable. I'm like, brother, man, I was just feeding the narrative, and when anything goes wrong, it's always the ref's fault or the league is out to get your favorite team.
He'll get fined, right? Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid got fined for violating NFL rules about public criticism of the game official. Joe Mixon was fined $25,000 after the Texans lost to the Chiefs in the divisional round. I mean, he'll get fined for this, right? And he should. I just, where'd it come from and why? Everybody wants content, and I get it. Everybody wants, whoa, did you hear what he said on our show, on our stream, on our, well, I got it. But where? Why? Like, is there something specific? Puka Nacua seems like, does he not get calls? I mean, every receiver on every incompletion wants a call, right? It's LeBron James every time he goes to the hole with his palms in the air. Every receiver, anytime a ball falls to the ground, is looking for a flag. And we get him on a large percentage of plays. I mean, this just feels like it came out of nowhere to me. That one of the best receivers in the game is out there and he's complaining about the rest of it, saying they just want to be stars. Hey, bro, you see me on TV? That wasn't PI, but I threw the flag so I could get on TV. And that's what he's saying.
Yeah, so it's just the new era of entertainment. This is one where people are like, oh, what are you doing talking to those dudes? That Aiden Ross, 7 million subscribers.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot of people hearing, oh, the NFL is a rigged game. Oh, yeah, these dudes are just calling a bunch of fake calls all the time.
And neon is now spelled N3ON. That's a lot of people that are hearing, A, how to spell neon, and B, that the officials are just calling and throwing flags to get themselves on TV. I'm going to tell you this. I know this will be unpopular, and I don't care. I think the officials done a pretty damn good job this year.
I think everything should be graded. Like, the calls, if you go back after that, go, miss this, need to do that. Like, that's part of their job. Are they perfect? Not at all.
Look,
do you need to be monitored in sport? Absolutely, because we have seen not just officials, players, gambling, everything on the line. But this giant conspiracy, I'm not on board with that.
I agree. Look, there's JJ, there was a couple seasons ago, we came in every Sunday and we were talking about egregious calls. Really bad. I don't recall one Sunday that we followed it up on a Monday where we've come in and that's been not the topic, not even a big topic. And it is so damn hard to officiate. Have you ever officiated?
No.
Go out and officiate a rec league.
I don't want to, man.
It's hard. Rec league, youth league, let alone some of the greatest athletes in the world operating at the speed in which they operate. It's so damn hard. Jeff, that's their job. They're supposed to get it. Yeah, and they're really good at it. And they miss every now and then. Kind of like you miscalculate a number now and then, or you didn't get that sale now and then, or you made a mistake at your job. I'm going to argue, I think the officiating has been actually decent to good this year. You know why? Because we hadn't talked about it fairly at all. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Hour.
Go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch Mexico's best.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place.
Basketball opened conference play last night with a victory at home over Boise State, 70-63. Lowell men will open conference play on Saturday. They will be in the pit against San Jose State over on News Radio KKOB. J2 will have Lowell women's basketball on Saturday. What time is your broadcast? Is it day game, night game? What time you
1:30.
I know it's right here. Is it somewhere? There it is. 1:30 pregame and 2 o'clock tip at the Cox Pavilion. So will you guys be back in time for Lowell men's basketball that night? Ish?
Yeah.
Right about?
Probably go home and watch it, though.
Yeah, it'll be on altitude. And then Daniel and I will have the call over.
Listed on my way home from the airport.
Yeah. San Diego State opened up with a big win over Air Force yesterday. That was the only Mountain West game. The Aztecs pulled away and won 81-58. They play number 1 Arizona in Phoenix on Saturday. And I don't know if you saw this. Xavier got beat 98-57 at home yesterday. It's the biggest conference home loss I've read in the history of Xavier basketball. That's Richard Pitino's team. They are 0-1 in conference play. Creighton put it on them 98-57.
I did see it, and I know there's a lot of people on social media letting Richard know.
41-point loss at home to open up Big East play to a Creighton team that was 6-5 coming in. And Creighton had lost 2 in a row. Now, granted, Nebraska was one of them. I mean, Nebraska's beating everybody, dude. Nebraska beat Creighton 71-50.
Nebraska's really good.
Really good. And then they lost to Kansas State. They've also lost to Gonzaga, Baylor, and Iowa State. That's a hell of a schedule, dude. They played Oregon. How about that schedule? All right, let's go to you. 505-246-0610. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Good day, gentlemen. 41-point loss to open up the conference. You know, Colin Cowherd always says, and I invoke some of his quotes, if you're happy, don't try to be happier than happy, because you'll screw it up. Just be happy. But I'm sure Patino will turn that around. But, boy, those people in the upper Midwest, they don't play. Like, I'm sure he's getting wrath today.
That's the worst loss in the history. The worst loss they've taken in the history of that building.
Well, there's only one way to go from there. So go up. So you had some great conversational topics this morning. One, with the NFL officiating, I think that the officials are asked to process entirely too much information now. It's safety related, launches, launching at players, concussion protocol, and then all the camera angles where they freeze frame it. The layperson at home with their 100-inch square television can see, how can they miss that? But in live action, and they freeze frame it in a super slow-mo, these guys are seeing the most premier athletes in the world at fast rates of speed, and it's hard. Now, I will challenge you a little bit, Jeff, when you said the last couple of years, did we come in the morning and not challenge calls? I think half the Chiefs dynasty, we question calls every week.
I said this year.
We could come in and say,
yeah, I said this year. I said this year. I said this year. I think the officials have done a really nice job, and it's validated by, in the last bunch of years, we've come in and talked about a huge miscall. I felt like half the Mondays, and I can't recall one Monday that we sat here and officiating was a big topic.
Agreed. Well, and I agree with you in that. And I've told you before, I think the referendum the NFL needs to make immediately, meaning probably is a pass interference call, because teams are intentionally in a big moment just underthrowing a deep ball and letting the cornerback run into a guy who has no chance, run into a player, and it's like a 60-yard penalty, and it's just too punitive. But anyway, I did want to talk about NFL contracts because you bring up some good points. I'm going to use Prescott as an illustration. Dak Prescott. So since Jerry Jones made him the highest paid player in the league beginning of last season, and for the games that he was healthy last year, 22-game sample, right? He's 9-12 and 1. 9-12 and 1 over the last 22 games. Now, the layperson would say, hey, it's their defense. He's playing great. And that may be true, right? But organizationally, if your team needs to be restructured because their roster is horrible, it's awful. If you need to restructure, I think that there should be a clause in contracts saying, hey, a betterment of the team clause, if you will. For the betterment of the team, we gave you this contract, and if the team doesn't achieve these success platforms, then we're going to restructure. And restructures happen all the time. Again, this isn't about Prescott in general. It's just an illustration. Now, if I was a GM of a team, I've talked to my friends about this, I would give no player in the NFL longer than a 3-year deal. Now, the NFLPA might have something to say about that, but I think they need to set a precedence and say, I don't care if you're Joe Burrow, I don't care if you're Josh Allen, I don't care if you're Mahomes, you're going to get a 3-year deal, market value, fully guaranteed. But I think what happens is these teams get handcuffed, case in point the Miami Dolphins, where you have nowhere to go. Like, they're hosed for the next couple of years, right? So if I was a GM, I'd say, hey, we're going to reward you. We're going to give you market value. It might even be a 2-year deal, fully guaranteed with a 3rd-year option, but I would give no player. Hey, quickly, just to close on Pavia, and I know you had extensive conversations, I think that Pavia, with the Heisman voting race, the worthy candidate won it, right? And I think the guy that won it is about as good as Ewers from last year from Texas. I think that's how good he is. I always ask, hey, the committee or the voters had a chance to look at the story, and a lot of times it's where you start and where you end. Indiana made the college playoff last year without that guy, right? So he comes in and does a great job and a worthy candidate. If you look at Pavia with the elevation that he did, and he proved that he could play against the best players in the league, let me say this. He may not get drafted as a quarterback. I saw a 5'10" guy that played quarterback in college get drafted by the New England Patriots in the 7th round, who's made some of the most iconic plays in NFL history, won a Super Bowl MVP, and I'm talking about Julian Edelman. So when you look at Pavia and his ability, if you can make plays and deliver in big moments, character notwithstanding, you're going to get a chance. So I'm rooting for him, and I'd just like to kind of make that last statement. So have a delightful day.
And that's why I say, and thank you for that, I think Diego's got an opportunity to play in the NFL. I don't know that I think he's a quarterback in the NFL, but again, I will not sit here and say absolutely not, because I didn't think he could do this in the SEC. I'll admit it. I'm wrong. I was wrong, and so many of you were wrong, and even some of the most ardent Aggie fans I know who loved him when he left New Mexico State for winning and for peeing on the Lobo logo. They love him for that. But even some of my friends who are the most ardent Aggie fans said they didn't think that he could play, let alone, I mean, nobody thought this, dude. When he left New Mexico State, decommitted from Nevada and went to Vanderbilt, was it even in the stratospheres of your mind that he would be a Heisman Trophy runner-up?
No.
Right? I mean, he surprised you, didn't he?
Absolutely.
And I'll tell him this. I'm not ashamed to say I was wrong. I didn't think he could play at that level at the SEC. And so, as much as your eyes tell you what they do, my eyes tell me that dude loves and is fueled by people who say you cannot do it. And whilst I think I know what NFL quarterbacks look like, I'm not ever going to say never about that young man again. And I think, to his point, you know, if he gets to the league and somebody says, do you want to be a Julian Edelman type of a player? Or do you want to play this position? Hey, we like you. You might not be our quarterback, but I think Diego would take that opportunity, don't you?
Absolutely. I'll be that dude. He doesn't have the shiftiness to be an NFL wide receiver. And there's a lot of better athletes than him that don't make rosters at wide receiver.
Okay.
And there's a lot of dudes that have the effort and the will and the grit.
There's a lot of athletes who are way better quarterbacks. There are a lot of guys who are quarterbacks who are way better athletes that didn't have half the career he did in college. And so while my eyes...
The list of great college players that don't do good in the NFL is gigantic.
Sure it is. Yeah. So while my eyes tell me probably what you're telling me, there's no way I'm going to say absolutely no in that case. I'm just not. I've done it, and I'm wrong. And since the last caller brought up the Diego story, there's one prominent name who came out, I think it was yesterday, and said, I regret my vote. Reese Davis is the host of College Game Day on ESPN. He's one of the biggest voices in college football, right? And that show, first of all, the show is really good, and it gets great numbers. But after Diego lost or finished runner-up, and he put out the F all the voters tweet, and then he apologized. Reese Davis said this on his College Game Day podcast. Quote, Heisman gets a lot of talk, and I don't want to wrap this up by piling on Diego Pavia because he apologized for his post-Heisman behavior, and understandably so. I didn't feel like he owed the voters an apology. He can say whatever he wants to them. As a voter, I saw some people who took umbrage with that, but I did not. He can say what he wants. But the one thing that his behavior did for me was that it made me regret my Heisman vote. I voted for Diego Pavia because I know the history of Vanderbilt and what it is. I thought he was the most dynamic player. I'm predisposed in Heisman voting to vote for guys who create wow moments, end quote. Well, then why, in some respect, then why do you regret it?
This is a lot of people, which I understand, that don't know who Diego Pavia is.
Okay.
Like, we've talked about Diego Pavia a lot. We know the character. We know the way he reacts. So for us, I think especially for me, I'm like, whatever. That's Diego Pavia.
Right.
And so a lot of people know that he's brash and he has a chip on the shoulder, but this was really their first moment of going, oh, this is the way he really is.
Well, but listen to the quote again. And if he says he didn't owe anybody an apology, I vote, and again, this you and I have talked about this a lot. It's such a subjective criteria, right? When you get your ballot, it doesn't say, here's the criteria. It's here's your ballot, vote for the best player in college football, right? When he said, I'm going through this again. He says, I thought he was the most dynamic player. I'm predisposed in Heisman voting to vote for the guys who create wow moments. Then why does he regret it? That's what I would ask Reese. Like, okay, so if you're saying it's not about character, it's not about F the voters, I'm not offended by him saying that, and I'm one of them, then he says the one thing that his behavior did for me is made me regret my vote. I voted for Diego Pavia because I know what the history of Vanderbilt is. I thought he was the most dynamic player. I'm predisposed in Heisman voting to vote for guys who create wow moments. So you basically said it was never about behavior to me. Then that's all. Does it make sense? Like, cool if you regret your vote. All right. I mean, cool. You would have changed your vote if you'd have known. That's your prerogative. But that sentence seems to be somewhat.
It doesn't feel like a full thought,
right? If in fact you're predisposed to vote for the guy in the wow moments and all the stuff, I don't know. Anyway, that was out there yesterday. All right, you playing Prize Picks? You should. It's really, really fun. I downloaded the Prize Picks app, and I play lineups of 2 to 6 players, and I go more or less, and I make a couple bucks when I'm right, and I enjoy it because I'm watching the games anyway. You can play Prize Picks as well, and it's really fun. Right now, Prize Picks has early payouts, so if your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Maybe you're missing your fantasy team. You got knocked out last week. Your league's already over. Prize Picks, you don't have to wait until next year's draft to keep playing fantasy. Prize Picks lets you play fantasy football every week. Even in the playoffs, you pick your favorite players, and you win when they hit their projections every week. There's no draft required. They got a new social feature now where you can share Prize Picks with your friends. You can copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like, use them as an inspiration for your own picks, and even follow Prize Picks partners like whoever it is you want, and tail them or fade their picks with just one click. Looking at it tonight, what can you do? You can mix up some hockey and football and basketball. Matthew Stafford tonight, 230.5 yards passing, more or less. You can play that with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They're playing the Clippers tonight, 24.5 points, more or less. That's what you do. You download the Prize Picks app. You go on there, you find stuff you like. Jason Myers, the kicker. He had, 6 field goals last week? More or less, 1.5 field goals made tonight. You download the app, you pick more or less on lineups of 2 to 6 players, you watch the games, and you have fun. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code KNML. You're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KNML. $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks. It is good to be right.
This report is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are
two great teams. You're giving away those tickets. I tried to call in myself to score a couple of those. Can't seem to get through. But listen, what a heck of a day that is going to be, and it's going to be a great game. Truly a great game, and I know that all of us Lobo fans are crossing our fingers and praying for San Diego State to get embarrassed on the way out this league is what we're kind of hoping for. But did Edward literally call and say that contracts in the NFL need to have a if the team needs to renegotiate clause in it?
Yes.
Did that really happen? Listen, that's crazy to me, and it's so funny to me, these hypotheticals. This is what I would do if I was GM kind of situation. I encountered that with my own family a couple weeks ago when a friend of my family said, if I was the GM and Jamar Chase spit on a player, I'd drag him into my office and I'd sit him down for the rest of the season.
Sure.
And I'm like, really? You're going to sit down the best wide receiver in the NFL? That's what you're going to do because he spit on a player? Get real. That's why these conversations are so absurd. And Edward, I'm sorry, that contract provision is ridiculous. And the idea that you wouldn't sign a player to a contract longer than 3 years, well, we know Edward's team wouldn't have any talent on it. Here's the deal. They signed a bad contract. Miami signed a bad contract, and they're stuck with it. They made a deal which resulted in a contract which now they're underwater on. And by the way, hats off to Tua's agent, right? That guy deserves the 1, the 2, the 3%, whatever he's getting paid. He deserves every penny of it because so much of that money into his contract is guaranteed, which is huge. But they're stuck with that contract. So who is going to be the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins next season? Tua, because they don't have another option. As you and JJ discussed in the first hour, there's no realistic way to move off this guy. The dead cap alone would be huge. But at the end of the day, you made the contract. There was no fire underneath your feet to make Tua the highest paid quarterback or one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the game. There was no reason to do that. And there were a lot of people in pro football who were talking about this type of deal was not a good idea. Also, there was time left on his deal. They could have franchised him. They could have done any number of things, but what they decided to do was put together a long-term contract with a whole heck of a lot of guaranteed money, and they're stuck. That's it. And the other thing is,
quickly,
if you're upset about NFL contracts at all, the thing that you should be pissed off about is the fact that the players, not the teams, are not obligated to fulfill their contractual obligations. How many players, even this year, have we seen they're in year 3 of a 5-year deal, and they come to the team and they say, hey, listen, I'm sitting out unless you do one of two things. You renegotiate my deal or you trade me.
Yeah. All right.
That is garbage.
Yeah. Hey, Travis, no, great stuff. I want to stay somewhat on track because we got a guest coming up at the bottom. There's a lot in there, and I want to get into that. We will, but Jerry Palm is next. We're going to talk some college sports with a scheduled guest next. Jerry Palm from Palm Brackets on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Do you know your number? No, not your credit.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2433. 620 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
The most wonderful time. I mean, it's still pretty cool. As much as people are talking, I don't want to watch the bowl games. I don't know, man. Bowl games were on, and probably we're watching them, and maybe you got the 68 Benchers Bowl that went down the last play last night, or you got the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. I'll tell you what was a good one. The Cricket Celebration Bowl was really fun. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Thanks for finding us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Let's check in with our good friend from Palm Brackets. I know you're going there every day, and if you're not, you should, because the website is terrific. If you love college sports, football, basketball, it's all there. He is the proprietor of that said site. He is Jerry Palm. Good day, Jerry Palm. How you living?
I'm all right. How are you?
I got a bowl game coming up in about 10 days, checking weather reports, and, I'm holding on. It's good, but I appreciate you asking. You've been watching these games?
I have a question.
Yeah, let me answer it.
What cricket do you suppose was being celebrated?
Jiminy, I believe. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. That would make sense.
Is Jiminy the most famous cricket?
He might be the only famous cricket.
Well, at least the only one with a name.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has to be Jiminy. Now that they've got to have a mascot named Jiminy, right?
So Disney might have something to say about that, but yeah.
Fair. Well, Disney owns that game.
they do.
Just saying.
Oh.
I'm just saying. You watch any of these? That game was 4 overtime.
I do. I mean, I haven't watched every minute of every one,
Sure.
but yeah, I've seen a little bit of most of them. I didn't get to see a whole lot of Boise and Washington, but
Yeah, me neither.
But yes, I've been watching when it's on and I'm in front of a TV. When there's a game on, I've been watching.
All right, so let's start on that night. That was Heisman Trophy night, and obviously around here, Diego Pavia, who's Volcano Vista High School, and from here, has created a large stir nationally. And there's a feel around here, and that's who he is. Like people always say, be who you are, and he's being who he is. I don't know how you felt. I said this. I saw Reese Davis's quote where he regrets it, but yet he votes for the best player, and he voted for Diego. I would have voted for Diego. I appreciate the people who voted for Fernando. But the whole aftermath, where do you come out on him and the whole thing?
Yeah, it was just kind of dumb. It was an immature thing to do. So he said it. He apologized for it, of course. But that's just something you say to your friends, not something you say to a camera or a microphone
or to your phone.
Yeah. So I would have voted for him also. I think we've talked about this before. I thought he had a great year, and Mendoza is every bit deserving.
Sure.
We had good candidates this year, and Pavia was one of them. And my reason for saying I would have voted for him is because I don't think Vanderbilt is Vanderbilt without him. Indiana could have been Indiana with like they were last year. They didn't have Mendoza last year, and they were almost as good. But I said Vanderbilt. I don't think it's Vanderbilt without Diego Pavia.
Jerry Palm's with us from Palm Brackets here on the Sports Animal.
Of course, Jerry, everyone is talking about the CFP in terms of what we see happening with the teams that are in it, but they're here. These are the games that we get. Which team playing this week do you think has the best shot at going on the longest run?
The longest run. I'm gonna say Oregon. But I don't think that any of these teams that are playing this weekend, man, that second game is going to be tough.
Yeah.
But we saw last year that the bye was not really a blessing.
Yeah, but they changed the format, right? Of
who
gets the bye.
They did. They changed the format so that now the teams getting byes are the better teams.
Right.
But two of them, Oregon was number one last year and lost in the first game.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
So, it's just, the problem, and we've talked about this a little bit before. The problem is it's not a 1 week bye like you get in the NFL. It's like 2.5 weeks, and the holidays are included. It's hard to maintain your focus for that long, and just not lose some of your edge. So, I think that now the teams coming out of here, they're going to all get games against the higher seed, but they'll have a game under their belts, and I think there's something to that. So, I don't think I will be surprised if all 4 of the top seeds win their first game.
Which road team has the best opportunity to win? Is that just an easy answer? Is it just Alabama's at Oklahoma? That's just easy, or do you like the Miami opportunity at A&M?
I think they both have a chance. I would say Alabama because they're more familiar with their opponent and have a bad taste in their mouth about them. But in A&M, it's a tough place to play. This is a really tough place to play. So I guess I would say Alabama, but I'm not going to be surprised if either of those teams win. Miami's a great team and is in the position they belong in. And A&M, I kind of scuffled a little bit at the end of the year. And so I'll be curious to see. I think Miami's going to come into this game with a chip on their shoulder a little bit. And I think Alabama's going to do the same for different reasons. Alabama, it's more about, playing better than they did the first time against these guys. And for Miami, it's just about general respect. But I think those are going to be really competitive games. And I could see either underdog winning. The road team, I should say. I don't know the lines. I assume the home teams are favored.
Yeah, they are. Jerry, Ole Miss, 17.5-point favorites over Tulane. But just what are you expecting out of Ole Miss with everything that's gone on with Lane Kiffin and over the last few weeks?
Yeah, that's an unusual circumstance, the having a coach leave a playoff team. But, Tulane probably doesn't feel like they showed their best in that first game. I expect them to come out and be a little more competitive. And who knows where Ole Miss is headed at. It's a playoff, so you'd like to think they'd be locked in. But there's been no small amount of drama around that team. Now maybe that Lane is actually gone and things have had a chance to settle down. Maybe they'll be okay now. But I like Ole Miss to win the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Tulane covered the spread and made it interesting, at least for a while, if not for the entire game.
Jerry Palm Brackus is with us here on the Sports Animal. I was asked yesterday on another show, who do I like to win? It's always, pick your winner. It's kind of bracket kind of stuff. And everybody's on, the top 3 seeds. You got, Indiana's number 1, so you find your people. Ohio State's the defending champ. Georgia's the SEC. I love Tech, man. I love Texas Tech, and I think what they do offensively, I think their second game, assuming they get Oregon, is going to be really, really tough. It's going to be in Florida if they get it. But I just love the way Tech has played all year.
Yeah, they're great. And they've got, I think, the defensive player of the year, right? Rodriguez, the linebacker.
Yeah.
And they're really good on that side of the ball. And I think, people talk about their offense because their offense is pretty good. But that defense is pretty stout, too. So I think that's a team that probably also feels like they've got something to prove.
Yes.
They've been kind of flying under the radar. Everybody's talking about these great Big Ten teams, and they're great, and the great SEC teams, and they're great, and they're the only Big 12 left. So, I think there's going to be a little bit of extra juice in Texas Tech, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did very well. They're good enough to win the whole thing. I don't know if they will, because obviously there's some other great teams there, but they're good enough to do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic. But I look, you can make a case for a lot of teams.
Jerry, they have the Heisman Trophy winner in Fernando Mendoza. They're the number 1 seed, but it still feels like people are trying to wrap their head around that Indiana is really the number 1 team in this bracket still.
Well, so here's the thing. They've been terrible for decades. They've had a couple of moments of glory, but nothing like this. They won the Big Ten in the 60s, the late 60s. But this is a program, this is one of the worst major conference football programs, if not the worst major conference football program, until 2 years ago. So it took their fans a long time to get used to it. I mean, it was still the middle of this season that the students would leave early during the games because it's just what they've always done, and now this time they're kind of leaving early because Indiana's building big leads instead of, facing big deficits. But it's a culture shock to everyone, especially kind of around here in Indiana. It's hard to wrap your head around. And I may have told you this before, but if you go back to 1987, when they won their last basketball championship, and you told them they could get another one someday, but the football team had to win one first. And now we might be in the position where the football team wins one first.
Yeah, look,
it's crazy, just crazy.
Yeah, and I've always said, why can't you be both a football school and a basketball school? And people,
well, you can, and teams are.
Yeah, Florida, Michigan.
There are certainly schools that are both.
Look, Florida's
Alabama
done it for a long
comes to mind.
Florida, Michigan. I mean, there's a lot of places who've done it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Lastly, are you surprised? Because I am a little bit. That Michigan does not yet have a head coach, and maybe that means they're waiting for someone in the playoff. Maybe, the Jetfish and Kenny Dillingham thing is out there, and they're certainly doing nothing to try to quiet those rumors. Kalen DeBoer said no, but I thought they would act quickly. It's December 18th. The portal opens on the 2nd of January.
Yeah, I thought they would as well. And I wonder if there's something going on with maybe Michigan doesn't want Ward Manuel to make this hire.
Yeah, that's
real. I mean, the last two coaches he hired got the school into trouble, one way or another.
Yeah, one of them won a national championship, though.
One of them won a national championship. But, and obviously that cures all ills. But, yeah, they may wonder if he's the right guy to make this hire. And, that could be going on behind the scenes as well. But I have a feeling, though, if they were going to part ways with him, it probably would have already happened. So they may be waiting for the playoffs.
It feels that way, too, and they've got this internal investigation going on. Look, if Jed Fish is their guy at Washington or Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State is their guy, you think they make the move. If one of these NFL
there's no reason
guys,
not to.
Right, if one of these NFL guys is their guy, I guess they have to wait. Like, if it's the Chargers or JJ, where else? There's two NFL guys that are being bantered around. Joe Brady's the other guy, right?
Brian Dable.
Brian Dable's out there, but Brian Dable's available, right?
Yeah. There's nothing stopping him from hiring Brian Dable. It's. You think you'd want maybe a more successful NFL coach, but if you were going to go grab one,
Pete Carroll wasn't a great NFL coach before he went to SC, and he had a hell of a career at SC.
Yes, and the game is different. It's hiring a guy out of the NFL who doesn't have much or any college experience is probably not a great idea. Which doesn't mean that they couldn't be successful, but it's such a different game. And off the field, it's such a different game. On the field, there's plenty of similarities, but managing a college program is a lot different than managing an NFL team.
Ask Bill Belichick.
If for nothing else, you got almost double the number of players on a college team.
It's just different. All right, the next 2 Thursdays are Christmas and New Year's. I'll let JJ reach out to you because I'm out of here the next 2 weeks. If JJ, if you guys want to do it on Wednesday, but always appreciate the conversation.
No problem.
Have a Merry Christmas. Go to his website.
Thank you, too.
No, appreciate you and all the time that you give us. It is palmbrackets.com. Great basketball content. One last thing. I know we're short on time, JJ. I'm sorry. People around here sure watch Richard Pitino. Xavier lost by 41 at home to a 5-5
Oh my gosh!
team last night.
I couldn't believe. I mean, to a Creighton team that hasn't been able to get out of their own way for the first part of this season. That was one of the more stunning scores I've seen this season. By the way, I'll have a bracket on Monday.
Beautiful.
New bracket on Monday.
Go to Palm Brackets.
Season bracket Monday.
Go to Palm Brackets and read that. See if the 9-2 Lobos make his bracket. Enjoy the weekend. Merry Christmas. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks, you too.
Well, he is Jerry Palmer. You can respond to anything he had to say? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies. past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier
95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Big win tonight in the NFL. We'll have it here for you on 95.9 FM and AM 610. We are the sports animal. It'll be Rams and Seahawks, top of the NFC. 2 teams, and many people believe are the 2 best teams in the entire National Football League. They go at it on a Thursday night to get your week started. We'll have that for you. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Lobo women opened up the conference season last night. They beat Boise State at home 70-63. So 1-0 for New Mexico. Their head coach, Mike Bradbury, will join us tomorrow. 8:30 he'll be with us here on The Sports Animal as the Lobo women get set to go to Las Vegas and take on a UNLV team who got by Grand Canyon last night. That game was, I was flipping through, it was on right before San Diego State Air Force men's game. Caught the last, bunch of seconds, and when I flipped over, I'm like, whoa. And then Addie's the one who said, Dad, you said UNLV is like the best team in this league. I said, well, yeah. She's like, Grand Canyon's 1-9. Why are they tied?
Conference games on the road.
Actually, Grand Canyon was up in about 18 seconds ago.
Meadow Roland, who is going to be a contender for Player of the Year. If they go-ahead basket, 10 seconds left, UNLV finds a way to get out of there with the win, but they're still a team that's won the last 4 regular season titles.
All right, NFL stuff tonight. You always wonder, lines, betting lines. I tell you, it's not that necessarily Vegas thinks that Team A is going to beat Team B by 3.5 points. The lines are set in order to get equal money coming in on both sides. Right? That's the goal of the book. But I always wonder, how much does one guy, and you see it, if a quarterback goes out, you see the line move 2 points or something. Well, what about Patrick Mahomes? JJ, when you put this on the sheet today, I hadn't seen this. This was stunning. So prior to Patrick Mahomes' injury, and of course he is out with the ACL, the look-ahead line on this week's game, Chiefs and Titans, the Chiefs were 11.5-point favorites. Okay. Chiefs, Titans. Currently, Chiefs are favored by 3.5 points, so it's an 8-point swing. The total, the over-under number, is down to 37.5. I don't know what – if you'd have asked me, I'd have said probably 4 points what I think the swing would be without Mahomes. But then again, you look at it and what are they playing for? It's down to 3 now, Jake. Not even 3.5. It's down to 3. So 8.5-point swing, one dude. Pretty amazing, right?
That's a huge swing. And it shows, what he was doing to keep that team competitive this season, hanging on. And this is a Kansas City team that's played a whole lot of football over the last 7 years. The run they've been on, being on the opposite side of those close games, coming up short, looking for the players to step up on either side of the football. And, yeah, I think there's a lot that goes into it. You're right. They set the line to try to get money on both sides, but this is one where it's a double whammy of Mahomes being out, eliminated from the playoffs.
Right.
Man, what team are you going to get?
Yeah. And you have no idea, really. You have no idea. All right, there's a really cool note on tonight's game. And again, I'm not sure I knew this either. So, it's been 91 years. 91 years. That means 1934? I know y'all remember this. It's been 91 years since a coach in the National Football League won 100 games before turning 40. All right, now, granted, back in 1934, I think they played like an 8 to 10 game schedule. They're playing 16 game schedules now. It's not apples to apples. But Sean McVay of the Rams can hit 100 tonight. He's 39 years old. He's got 99 regular season and postseason wins combined. They play the Seahawks tonight. He can get his 100th win and join pretty historic company. And again, the context might be different, but the numbers are the same. The only two coaches who previously hit 100 wins before age 40. Pretty legendary names, right? 1934 and 1936. Curly Lambeau did it with the Packers in 1936. George Halas did it with the Bears in 1934. Halas was 39. They both won their 100th game that year. They're still the only coaches to win 100 games before turning 40. First of all, to get the opportunity that young, to have enough time, is stunning. To hold on to that opportunity and do it for, I mean, you figure you got to do 10 years, right? Ish. If you average 10 wins a year, you're pretty good, right?
Darn good.
It's going to be interesting how long Sean McVay wants to do it. Remember, after they won the Super Bowl, there was talk, well, maybe he's going to retire. You're like, wait a minute, dude. He's like 12. He's not going to retire. How long does he do it? Is he, when you say best coaches in the National Football League now, is he on your top tier?
How is he not?
I'm not sure.
Like, it's one where, Sean McVay, what he's done in Los Angeles has been phenomenal. They're competitive in kind of different ways. I think there's the historical list, maybe like your Andy Reid, Sean Payton, guys at that level, and then there's Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan.
So is your current list those four on your top shelf?
And then the dudes that are coming, whether it's Ben Johnson,
there's a lot of dudes
DeMarco
coming.
Ryans.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes coming.
Matt LaFleur would be in that group with.
Where's Dan
McVay.
Campbell? So you got to win something?
I'd say Dan Campbell would be
next shelf.
I'd have him probably behind LaFleur and McVay and Shanahan.
You know who's a hell of a coach? Is McCoy up in Seattle. I'm sorry, McDonald. God, there's so many McDaniels.
McDonald.
Yeah, McDonald. He's
the
a hell of
Mickey
a
D
coach.
guy in Seattle.
He's a hell of a coach. So I hear LaFleur and Campbell, they got to win something, but everybody puts Shanahan up on that top shelf. Doesn't he have to win something too?
He has won something.
He went to the Super Bowl.
But getting to the Super Bowl is winning a conference championship.
Okay.
Like again, it's just one of those things. Like, it's so frustrating. Yes, you play to win the game, but we discredit playoff wins or conference championship victories so much.
So
ridiculous.
The only reason I ask you that is the other names that you put on that top shelf: Reed, McVay, Peyton. I think that might have been it. Had all won a Super Bowl and Shanahan is not. Now, he's been to one.
I think that, yeah, you deserve to then be kind of put ahead, but you're still getting there is not, like, you shouldn't be penalized for losing a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Harbaugh, Jim, or John? Which one? Which was a better coach? But John's won a Super Bowl.
John's won. I think John and even Mike Tomlin to a certain extent are in that category where you tip your cap and you're really good, but are you saying, there's still those dudes? There's a lot of factors that go into it. I think there's a pretty good list of coaches right now in the NFL.
If John Harbaugh had the Rams roster, Seattle's roster right now, I mean, Jeff, he's got Lamar Jackson. Yeah,
he's got a good roster.
He's got a good roster. He usually has a good roster. They're not healthy. You can't win with dudes who aren't healthy. I mean, that's been the Chargers deal for a long time. Look, we go through. Show me a team that's been beat to hell. Now, the Eagles won that year with a backup quarterback, but the majority of the rest of their roster was healthy. Show me a team that goes through the injuries that, whether it's what Baltimore's gone through this year, what San Francisco went through over these last bunch of years. Show me the team that wins the Super Bowl.
You don't.
There isn't. I mean, there just isn't. So, but I found that really interesting. So that's on the line tonight as well. I know you got a bunch of other NFL stuff. The one other I wanted to hit, Joe Burrow said Wednesday that he expects to play for a long time. Said, quote, "I can't see playing for anyone other than the Bengals next year, 2026." But he admitted crazy things happen. Did the Marty call yesterday? We had a caller yesterday said Cowboys should offer Dak and a number 1 to the Bengals for Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow so much wants out of there, maybe they both need to change of scenery. I don't know that the Bengals would do it, and somebody said Dak's got a no trade clause, but I can't get that one out of my mind.
I think Dak Prescott absolutely says no to that deal because he does have a no trade clause. But if Joe Burrow, he's frustrated, he's hurt, they're losing. Do you trust the Bengals to rebuild that team to catch lightning in the bottle again like they did when they went to the Super Bowl? You thought, oh man, this is something. They have Joe Burrow. He beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. And if I'm a team that's looking for a quarterback, I'm making that phone call. Why the heck not?
Maybe the Bengals sweeten the pot a little bit. I don't know. All right, we got 2 tickets to give away to go see the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. That will be on a week from Saturday, the 27th, out at University Stadium, 3:45. Great matchup. Number 1 offense in America, 23rd ranked North Texas. Number 5 defense in America, 9-3 San Diego State. We got 2 tickets to give away right now. 505-246-0610. Call now. 505-246-0610. Caller number 4. You'll get those tickets. I got an obligation. JJ's going to take you home the rest of the way. I'll be with you in the morning. Mike Bradbury will be with us tomorrow. Stay with JJ the rest of the way. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land.
Based on the head-to-head winning percentage, because what they do, they beat the Seahawks in LA when Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions. Both teams 11-3. This is what it's all about. Opportunities. The next game at this point in the season for playoff contenders is always the biggest game. It's the opening drive here on the Sports Animal. JJ about holding it down. You can catch us on ProView Networks as well. When you look at this weekend's contest, I am really interested in the AFC wildcard race. I think it's really fascinating to look at the ceiling for some of these teams, because what Buffalo did last week against the New England Patriots was a reminder that that's that dude, the NFL MVP. And yeah, there's some questions with the receiving core, the downfield ability of the Buffalo Bills, but you're on the road against a good Patriots team. They have a 21-3 lead early in Foxborough. And Josh Allen's looking around, going, man, what do I got to do? Well, I got to do everything myself. And yeah, the defense played better in the second half, but that was an unbelievable performance. And I'm talking about the wildcard teams right now in the AFC. It's Chargers 10-4 in the 5th spot. The Bills 10-4 in the 6th spot. And the Houston Texans, I think, could be one of the most dangerous teams in the playoffs. They're sitting there as the 7th seed because they have the best defense in the NFL. They do. They've risen above Denver, the Rams, the other teams that you can put in that conversation of having the best defensive unit. I think Houston is that squad. C.J. Stroud finding his rhythm now offensively. The run game, man, it's been a struggle for them. They still got Nico Collins, C.J. Stroud. But looking at this weekend's games and what it means for the AFC wildcard race, it's an interesting one. And we were just talking about the lines and how they shift and how they're made to look to get people to come in on one side or the other. But the Chargers go into Dallas. And the Cowboys, home favorites, 2.5-point home favorites. And it's about motivation. What are you playing for this late in the season? There's still plenty of competitors on these rosters, right? And I know for teams that are eliminated from the postseason, whether it's the Dolphins and you're going to a rookie quarterback, you're having all these questions. You're still a competitor. You have a contract, you're getting paid to play a game, and it's still going to be interesting. But you know, I look at a game like that, and Jerry Jones actually addressed it this week. You know, for the Chargers going in there and trying to keep pace and stay in that 5th spot, and who knows what could happen the final few weeks of the season, because reminding you, the Chargers are 5-0 in that division. And I know the Broncos right now with the 2-game advantage, 12-2 overall. But you know, it's an opportunity for the Chargers. If there's a slip up or two for the Broncos, you know, things could change. And all of a sudden, the Chargers are looking at being one of those teams that is hosting a home playoff game as a division winner. But going into Dallas and with everything that's gone on and the way the Cowboys lost last week, you could be thinking, all right, is this a spot where that team is not motivated? Well, if you listen to Jerry Jones, and I know You love to do that. He was asked this week if the Cowboys would consider resting players down the stretch. Dak Prescott, other players, and Jerry Jones said 0%. Zero. He said, well, we will not worry about the circumstance when the time comes, but a win is very, very important in the NFL. And that's what you got to battle down the stretch, because you have teams playing for playoff positioning. You have teams that are just cashing in, realize, hey, we don't want to get this guy hurt and then be on the hook for more money. Looking at you, of course, Miami in the Tua situation. And it is one that is always fascinating to try to watch down the stretch, because I do want to believe, for the most part, that even when the season is over, that it doesn't necessarily just mean 1, 2, 3 Cancun, because there's so much going on. There's so much on the line, because not every single one of these dudes is on guaranteed contracts. And so, yeah, then within a locker room, I'm sure there's the motivation, the guys that have kind of been there, done that, just looking to get to the end of the year. But coaches, other staff members could be on the outside looking, and there's changes, man. It's a business. It's a what have you done for me lately? It's a production-based industry. We understand that. That's why coming down the stretch, a game like the Chargers in Dallas is a fascinating one this week, and with what the Chargers are playing for, and then the Cowboys at home. And you look at, the Houston Texans, the 14.5-point favorites over Las Vegas, absolutely blew the doors off Arizona, and they're taking opportunity that's in front of them with this schedule the last couple of weeks and trying to get a ton of momentum going into the playoffs. And then you're looking at a team like Buffalo, it was at Cleveland. Like, these doors are opening for some teams to get healthy down the stretch and make it really interesting with these wild card teams in the AFC. And then, oh, by the way, the division races, the Steelers and Ravens, one of those teams is going to have a home playoff game. And one of those teams is going to be a division winner, slot in as the number 4 seed and host whoever is 5, which could be Buffalo or the Chargers at this point in time. Heck, the Houston Texans could still get into that mix, but a home playoff game for those squads would be huge. And that is going to come down to the final week of the season. It's still about the final game. The Steelers face the Lions in Detroit and the Browns in Cleveland. And if Pittsburgh loses both, and even if the Ravens beat the Patriots and Packers, it still comes down to week 18. And I know it's fascinating when you get to this point in the season and how every game does matter, but it can still come down to that final game between the Steelers and the Ravens. I think the AFC is going to be fascinating. And you look at the NFC, and we're still talking about wildcard teams right now. Things change. Seattle, San Francisco, the Packers, the NFC West is still there for San Francisco. Now, the Rams could really pop the top off the Sharpie tonight with the win in Seattle, going to 12-3, putting the Seahawks in their rearview mirror for the time being with 2 straight wins over it. But a small path could be there for the 49ers. It's fun down the stretch, and we'll have you covered right here on the Sports Animal. Rams, Seahawks tonight. Saturday, we'll have the Packers and Bears. Yes, there's some Saturday NFL action for you. There's 2 games on Saturday, Philadelphia at Washington. It's the Marcus Mariota the rest of the way for the Commanders. But the Packers and Bears, speaking about races right there. And Chicago, they're finding ways to win. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, the offense is working out. Some of those throws last week to DJ Moore were just crazy from Caleb Williams. With the Bears, 1.5-point home favorites over the Packers, and now Green Bay trying to adjust without Micah Parsons. And with Christian Watson going to be available, how healthy is Josh Jacobs going to be? Just got to find a way to get the dubs and survive until the playoffs. And then on Sunday, a big slate for you right here on the Sports Animal. Well, we talked about the line that's shifted 8 points without Patrick Mahomes, but Kansas City and Tennessee is your early game for you, followed up by Jacksonville and Denver. We'll talk about that game coming up next, because Jacksonville, yeah, it's time to believe in them. Trevor Lawrence is balling out. Liam Cohen has that team rolling, and they get a huge test going on the road in Denver against a good Broncos defense, with the Bo Nix always finding a way in the fourth quarter. Denver Broncos, that's at 2 p.m. for you here on the Sports Animal. And Sunday Night Football, New England and Baltimore, we got some big-time games for you this weekend. And we'll dive into the Jacksonville Broncos game, because I think Jacksonville's one of those teams you see, all right, they're 10-4, and then you're like, wait, do they have the pieces? Are they a team we need to start paying attention to, just like we've been talking about the New England Patriots? We'll hit that next, the opening drive, right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
You're listening to the Jim Rome.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are...
Looks like it's going to be a new era in the AFC. The pressure mounts on Josh Allen because he's not looking at Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. around him in the postseason. You got Bo Nix, Drake May. Yes, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, but Trevor Lawrence is reminding everyone it's pretty good. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 10-4, third place in the AFC, and they travel to Denver in a gigantic game because the Broncos are getting it done. The Broncos are the number one seed in the AFC, and there's still movements to be made. Look at the AFC right now. Buffalo, the Chargers, Jacksonville, New England, Denver, all 10-plus wins. And down this stretch, there still could be a ton of movement. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. And really looking forward to this game because what you have is something you don't really get to see. And that's, people kept wanting to buy into Trevor Lawrence. Over the last couple of years, it was done with Trevor, move on. Jacksonville, it's not him. Gets paid, sticks around, and usually you don't see a quarterback outlast that many coaches. Urban Meyer, Doug Peterson, and then Liam Cohen this year comes in. But they have that offense clicking, and I will say that the trade of Jacoby Myers midseason, you don't see an offensive skill player traded midseason have that big of an impact. It's rare. And he came in and he became the number one wide receiver for the Jaguars in that offense. And Brian Thomas Jr. has been a bit disappointing, but if Brian Thomas Jr. with that talent is your number 2 wide receiver, I think you're going to be pretty good. And Travis Etienne has been rushing the ball well. They found some depth. They got Parker Washington, Tim Patrick, Strange at tight end. Like, there's plenty of weapons there, and Trevor Lawrence has been playing at a high level. The game he had, I know it was the Jets, but it's impressive when you have a 5-touchdown performance, 5 total touchdowns, and you're able to blow the doors off a team. You tip your cap. And Jacksonville is a team that, we got to put them with the New England Patriots. Realize at 10-4, they have a talented quarterback. They have the coaching right now. Some playmakers on the defense that can take over a game in certain situations. Like, it's time to acknowledge what they're doing. And they have one of those statement moments, like Seattle tonight. It's like, okay, we know you're good, but we start judging you at a different level. And it's time to put the Jaguars in that conversation with the Patriots and the Broncos. And we get a great head-to-head matchup in Denver, going on the road. How is Trevor Lawrence going to handle that defense? I'm really excited to see how Denver plays because I think the Broncos have been good. And we've seen the offense be able to rise at times in the second half. Maybe the defense isn't quite best in the league, which is fine. It's top defense. Again, we're nitpicking. It's what we do when we get to this certain point in the season. But I still think the Broncos have a chip on their shoulder and everyone going, all right, is Bo Nix this guy? They're winning a bunch of close games. They're having to come back. Yeah, that's who they are right now. The comeback hits in the fourth quarter, and Bo Nix got a little Russell Wilson in him, and I mean that with the moon ball, the deep shots, the plays that they're attacking downfield. He's hitting Cortland Sutton. Troy Lincoln had a nice game last time out. Sean Payton, even in short yardage situations. And that's a tremendous game, and you can make statements, and you can show. And that's a tremendous game, and you can make statements, and you can show who you're going to be. Now, you get to the playoffs, one-game scenarios, things change there. But Jacksonville, yeah, they deserve to be looked at as the team. And whether it's charging or not trusting in the playoffs, all these franchises have something that hangs with them, that has something that is there. But when you look at the AFC right now, other than Josh Allen, there's not that dude of who you just think, oh, you trust him. Oh, they're just going to find a way. And that was Kansas City because they'd get to the playoffs and they'd get to the Super Bowl. Now, it's always a bummer when it's an injury that takes something away. It was an injury plus, Kansas City losing those close games throughout the year. They're on the outside looking in. Now, we'll see, Lamar Jackson can be in there. He can be a dynamic player. He's still looking to have that postseason moment, get to the AFC Championship game. But it's fascinating looking at these franchises, how they've built the foundation, what they've done at the quarterback position, and then just really looking at Trevor Lawrence, man. There's a reason that the ultimate powers that be in Jacksonville just kept hanging on. They said, you know what? We're sticking with Trevor Lawrence. We'll go through multiple coaches, but Trevor Lawrence is our quarterback. paid off. Liam Cohen checked all the boxes, got the offense right, and they've drafted pretty darn well. When you look at the core of that team and where those players have come from in the draft of the last few seasons, the Jaguars, deserve to be right there with the Patriots and Broncos when we're talking about teams that could go on a run to have a chance to play to win the AFC. And they get a good test this weekend in Denver. It's 2 o'clock. That's where the coverage starts for you right here on the Sports Animal. And it's a fun one because we go from Jags and Broncos into Sunday Night Football. Patriots at Baltimore. The Ravens getting a little bit healthier on defense. You saw that last week, shutting out Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Lamar Jackson's been an interesting case up and down kind of all season long with his practice availability, overcoming injuries, but he looked pretty good. Zay Flowers found the end zone, should have had 2 touchdowns in that game, dropped an open one in the second half. Like, Baltimore seems to be finding their rhythm a little bit more over the last couple weeks, but again, as we discussed, it still comes down to that final game of the season, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, to see who's going to win the division, and that slots them in as a home playoff team to be the division winner. So fantastic stuff down the stretch in your home for the NFL is the Sports Animal. We got a great schedule for it. Game starting tonight. Rams and Seahawks will have this Saturday night contest, Packers and Bears, and then a triple header for you on Sunday. Of course, Monday Night Football. You get Phillip Rivers again as the Colts are hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Indianapolis just trying to stay alive. They're 8-6. You game back of the Houston Texans right now for the final wild card spot. And Shane Steichen said that Phillip Rivers is the dude the rest of the year. He said, "Cool. Obviously, we wanted to see how Phillip did on Sunday, and I thought he did some really good things, and we didn't bring him in here to sit on the bench." So it is the Phillip Rivers show the rest of the way for the Indianapolis Colts. When we come back on the other side, Mountain West basketball got started last night. There's only one game on the men's side, but a full slate on the women's side. What does it look like this weekend? Saturday night at the Pit, San Jose State comes to town, and I think the Mountain West is going to be fascinating this year because some of the games we saw on the women's side, I'm expecting that and more on the men's side, and it means just a little bit more as this is the final era of the Mountain West as we know it. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with Sports Minute. What a terrific
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Yes, Mountain West plays upon us. It was December 17th. And the first Mountain West games of the season. One on the men's side last night. San Diego State beat Air Force in Viejas 81-58. It was a 30-point game at the half. And then Aztecs outscored the Falcons 48-28 in the second half. There's no surprise there. And on Saturday, you had a full slate, including the Lobos opening up against San Jose State. What it do, wrapping up the opening drive. JJ Buck with you this morning. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Also those watching on ProView Networks. The Lobos, would expect them to be almost at full strength. Tomislav Buljan, a little banged up. Could see him back. Chris Howe is the one with oblique/rib that could be a question mark in this one, but an opportunity for the Lobos. Open up San Jose State at home, 7 p.m. Tip-off 6:30 over on News Radio KKOB, UNM Sports Radio Network, with Jeff Symbieta and Daniel Ferris on the call. But you look at the Mountain West this season, it's going to be fun to watch, and it's going to be just that much more when it comes to these games. You know, looking at it last night, Boise State came into the pit. Lobo women were victorious 70-63, and it might be the last time Boise State plays in a pit for who knows how long. And with these state schools going to the new look Pac-12, you know, winning this year matters. And you saw it in football, and not just the awesome season the Lobos had, but when you beat San Diego State, when you're able to do something in the last year of the Mountain West, when all those schools felt that they were better, like that was going to be the big opportunity. That was going to be better for everyone and rebuild and become a power conference. Show them what's up. And it's not just about making a statement in the final year of the Mountain West, but still the future of these programs that are going to be sticking around in the new look Mountain West Conference. And for the Lobo women last night to beat Boise State, and they're going to be a conference contender. You know, on the women's side, UNLV, Boise State, Colorado State, I think UNM will be in that mix. And yeah, San Diego State's the defending Mountain West tournament champ, and always a tough team. I think really those 4 have separated themselves, and the Lobo women have an opportunity Saturday at UNLV. We'll have that for you here on the Sports Animal at the 1:30 pregame with the 2 o'clock tip-off from Cox Pavilion. But you know, watching the game last night, and it was an epic back-and-forth battle between the Lobo women and Boise State. If that's the way that the women's games are going to be with the conference contenders, you can imagine what it's going to be like on the men's side. And a really interesting game, Grand Canyon at Wyoming. So the Lopes heading up to Laramie. I know Jeff Grammer just dropped his new podcast with Sundance Wicks, the head coach of the Cowboys, and they're off to a solid start. And you got the net ranking up. They're winning games. And the Lopes are going to figure out what it's like going to Laramie. I'm really interested in watching that one on Saturday. The Rams will be in Logan, take on Utah State. Boise State at Nevada, and Fresno State at UNLV. Other games on the full slate on the men's side. And I think when you look at these games, it's going to be what we expect. And there were some questions about non-conference play. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of the same oomph early on, but teams got better. And especially look at New Mexico. Like, who would have thunk it? You have a team with 100% turnover players and coaching staff, and it takes them a little time to look better. And with all that being said, they're still a 9-win team going into conference play, with people going, I wasn't sure about it. Well, give them a little bit of time to see what it looks like. And I'm stoked. I'm excited for Mountain West play. Saw it last night with the way it started for the women. Like UNLV, yeah, they were on the road at Grand Canyon, a 1-9 Lopes team, and the Lady Rebels had to hit a last-second shot. That's conference play. You're going to have games like that. When you hit the road, you're going to have unexpected moments. So it's how do you respond to those? And for the Lobo men, it's an opportunity. Protect the pit, just like the women did last night, and be a conference contender. Got to win your home games, especially your home matchup against other contenders, but especially with San Jose State coming in. You don't want to have those early slip-ups and then be chasing it late. You have an opportunity to start conference play off at home. It's a weird stretch, too, of basketball with conference play starting and then a little bit of a holiday break and then back into it. So, like, the Lobo women, they play bang, bang, bang. And we have 3 games last night, Saturday, and Wednesday, and the Lobo men have 2 over the next 15 days. So you got to just find a way to get it done early, and then you really get into the rhythm of conference play. You're playing 2 games a week, Wednesday, Saturday, all those different splits. But get off to a good start. Always nice, easy to say, but especially if you want to be a conference contender, it's about winning those home games. So Lobo women, Saturday, 1:30 pregame for you right here in the Sports Animal at UNLV. Lobo men, 6:30 pregame over on News Radio KKOB against San Jose State. Big thank you to Jerry Palm, who joined us, palmbrackets.com. CFP starts tomorrow. Can't wait. A Thursday night football for you. Rams at Seahawks. That starts at 5:30. Jeff Symbieta back with you tomorrow. We'll have head coach Mike Bradbury on the show at 8:30 and getting you ready for a fantastic week. And Adrian, appreciate you as always on ProView Network. We got Colin Cowherd coming up next. Jim Rome follows that. Kenny Thomas Unfiltered at 4 o'clock leading up to Thursday night football. Everybody, Metal peace and love. Have a great Thursday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
This is a place